Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be an intriguing matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, the rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. With my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, we have arrived at another new season. I had a little more pep in my step this morning. I know you did as well. Here we go.
Yeah, when you went out for your 5-mile jog, you were flying. You did it in record time because you were psyched up about this game. But let's be frank about it. No more radio shows, no more podcasts, no more just predicting what's going to happen. Now we get to see it on the field.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And he's got his man on the out route. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Forced out to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. And now Jackson will look to throw it. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. This is going to be a good one-on-one battle to watch. Both of these guys play the game at the highest level.
Both of them are terrific competitors. They play the game with great athleticism and smarts as well.
And in this early round, the defense wins. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, he's looking sharp right from the get-go here. Tough division. They needed this kind of a start. But I think this is part of where scripting comes in. We always hear about the scripting of plays, how they're going to be called.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Taking it in from 40. The offense set to take the field here as they have the football in the final minute of this first quarter. Now a play fake here on first down. Being chased out left. And now he's going to use his legs. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession. A first down carry for Henry. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up first and goal. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. On third down, Akers. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Defense didn't budge on third down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh, yeah.
It's an old-fashioned goal.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on the... And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. In for the sack, Myles Garrett. Jackson trying to hustle his unit up quickly to the line of scrimmage. After the sack on first down, Jackson, and that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
And down he'll go at the 25. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. From the gun, Jackson. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take. Now following the field goal, what can this offense do? We're about to find out. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now he'll pull it down. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Now Jackson. The last drive, remember, got a man. It's caught inside the 10. A big play that time for the Ravens. 42 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. An 8-yard touchdown. It'll be a 1st and 10 coming up as this offense takes over possession of the football in the third quarter. They begin with Henry. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. They keep it with Henry on first down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Jackson dancing to his left. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 32-yard line. Now it's Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
His throw caught at about the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Jackson, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson. After a good punt, this offense will start with tough field position inside the 10.
Number 53, Mike 53.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And an alley to run. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. To throw is Jackson.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. Jackson on first down. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. 12 yards the pick up there, good for a Raven first.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. And down inside the 15 he goes. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 14. They go play action here on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. So now we're in the final minute of the game in the 4th quarter as this offense gets ready to take over. They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 26. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. Steps away to his left. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw. Forced out to his left. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Jackson to throw. And his ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're appealing. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line.
Ricky.
They'll run on first down. Henry. And some room to roam now. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 36 yards on the play.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ends up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Browns' 38-yard line.
On second down now, it's Henry, and he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards to pick up there, good for a Raven first.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Flush to his right. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. On second down, it's Edwards, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Derrick Henry. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily.
And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Partner, a great game that we got to see, and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Baltimore, it was a game that could have gone either way, but they get the touchdown in overtime to secure the Week 1 victory. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Henry. It's the coach, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, the big man, Derrick Henry, fresh off a big game a week ago, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Baltimore Ravens. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you've got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well, too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 33 yards that time.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone. This time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A good pickup there, 26 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. This is Henry. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. They follow up the first down 1-yard run, and he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 4th touchdown. After an excellent punt, this offense in a tough spot down inside their own 5. On first down, Henry. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a handoff here to his running back. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down. Play action. It's Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. This offense ready to head back out there as they'll take over with a little over a minute to play in this first quarter. They'll run on first down. Akers. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Jackson now. That's complete. It's Collins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired up. That's a big game. Here's Jackson to throw. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. These two teams all tied after 1. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. And that is caught. Oh, what a catch at the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game...
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. On first down, Akers. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
26 months.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Henry.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 34-yard line. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. They'll run on first down. Akers. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 6. Jackson stepping up. He'll try and run. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And the 13-year man puts it through, and they take a 17. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now Jackson on first down. Flushed out right. He'll run it. He finds an opening past the 40. 23 yards on the tuck and run. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. From the gun, it's Jackson. Out to his left. And he's going to keep it here. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. On first down, Akers. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to make it fourth down. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on fourth down, and they're going to go for it. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson being chased out left. And he will be taken down inside the Buffalo 20. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Sliding out of the pocket. Going to throw right side here, complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can...
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. A 9-yard. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Now it's Henry. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop it. Eluding the pressure right. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Collins. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Here's Jackson on first and 10. They'll roll him out. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Dancing to his left. He'll try and run it. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Oh, a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They face a critical third down now, needing a score here in the late going. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And a big turnover there as his... So now we're in the final minute of the game in the fourth quarter as this offense gets ready to take over. Throwing now is Jackson. Now a desperation throw deep down. They got his man complete. It's a gain of 35. Clock rolling here, about to hit 30 seconds. Back to throw. Rolling to his right. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. He's got Smith here. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. One last shot for Jackson. And he gets in just in the nick of time, so they get the touchdown they need. Now they need a 2-point conversion to tie it. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. They'll run on first down. It's Henry, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off, but in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down. On second down now, Akers. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first. From the gun on third down, Jackson. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Henry. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
offense.
So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide, and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
I got you.
After the penalty, it's Henry. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A loss of 2 there, second down. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
And he got it. The kick is good. In overtime, he's able to split the uprights. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. So for the Ravens, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a terrific matchup on tap between the Baltimore Ravens and the Green Bay Packers. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now it's Jackson. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. They get this to Smith on the jet sweep. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
A gain of 3, second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Packers' 47-yard line.
On second down, here's Henry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23. So we are in the final minute now of the first half as this offense gets ready to take over. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now he's forced out left. He's going to take off with it. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
On first down, Henry. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. It's a big run there by Henry. 41 yards on the ground. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Complete. Smith has it. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football. Really good, smart play by the defense, understanding 3rd and short, guarding the first down sticks, and being able to make them.
Now following the interception, this offense will get another shot at it as they'll quickly head back onto the field. They'll run on first down. It's Henry, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. 27 yards there, a first down.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. The open man is Smith. First down now, but that clock rolling. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Flush to his right. And now he's going to use his legs. Past the 20. Touchdown, Ravens. This offense ready to get back out there as they'll have the football to start the third quarter. Second half begins with a run by Henry. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Jackson flushed out right. It's caught. Smith. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Buying time to his left. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Throwing is Jackson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Here's Jackson. And an alley to run. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable 3rd down. Jackson.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. Jackson on first down. Steps away to his left. Now and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. On first down, Henry. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. On the counter, it's Henry. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
2nd and 12 at the 35-yard line.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson. He'll buy some time right. He's going to take off with it. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson, eluding the pressure right. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note of the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. On 3rd and 1, Jackson. His throw caught at about the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll throw on first down with Jackson being chased out left. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. They were trying to erase that deficit in one play.
They certainly were, but how about the reaction time and the instincts back deep to force the incompletion? We might need to mark this one down. We may look back and say, but that was a game-saving play.
Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. 27 yards there, a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he's got this down to the 35. Here's Jackson to throw. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And it's 6 points for the Baltimore Ravens. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. He's back to throw. And this one complete to Smith. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Dancing to his left. He'll run it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intent.
And this is caught inside the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. In for the score. And the Ravens have retaken the lead.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally. So now we're in the final minute of the game in the 4th quarter as this offense gets ready to take over. Here's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that's caught inside the 30. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dime. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. And he's been fun to watch run the football. They'll run on first down. It's Henry, and he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way, because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. On first down, Henry. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. First throw in overtime now for Jackson. Buying time to his left. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. They run the counter. Akers. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Steps away to his left. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. Here's Henry. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Give him a couple on the run there, and now they're in that in-between area here on 4th and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and they have regained the lead. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll run on first down. It's Henry. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Forced out to his left. And he's going to keep it here. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give him 17 on that pickup. They'll run with Henry. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4. They've had some success here in overtime on this opening drive running the football right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there and available to them.
And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. That one goes for 24 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Jackson. Being chased. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
And he got it. The kick is good. In overtime, he's able to split the uprights. We thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.